What do you do in your spare time? It varies. If I have limited time, I check and water my flowers in my backyard. I just want to make sure they are well. If I have ample time, I go to a cafe to drink coffee and read a book. Other times, I just sit down and write sample answers of IELTS questions. I can't even notice that time flies when I do these. What do you do to relax? Most of the time, I go around the park in my neighborhood. It's nice to walk, sit, or take a nap on the grass under the tall trees. It's refreshing to breathe the fresh and cool breeze. How do you usually spend your weekends? My Saturday is dedicated to my church friends. I teach them, then we share our daily routine over the week. We also eat together and do other outdoor activities to have fun. On Sunday, I just spend the entire day in the church, listening to a service message, singing, and eating lunch with my friends. What do you usually do after work or classes? Well, I work at night. I usually work from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. So when my last class ends, I do my Bible reading, pray, and go to bed. During the national holidays of my students, I go strolling in the mall or in the park. When I get too lazy to go out, I just write or read. Do you prefer staying at home or going out during evenings? Most evenings, I stay home to work. But if I have a chance, I always choose to have fun outside, especially in summer. It's nice to walk under the blue sky and bright moon. Besides, this is just once in a lifetime, so I always anticipate the day I can go out. Do you think modern lifestyles give people enough time for leisure? It's sad to say that no, not for everybody. Modern lifestyle requires more effort and time from almost everyone. There are families leading a challenging life who need to focus on working for a living. They value every minute they put in doing their job, as this means every penny for their basic necessities. Good for those who live a work life balance or those who are wealthy. They can afford to spend time in leisure activities. This lifestyle is favorable for them. Do you think people today have more time to relax compared to the past? Absolutely yes. In houses alone, thanks to the advancement in technology, there are machines to help in doing house chores. There are washing machines, smart vacuums, lawn mowers, laundry folding robots, and a lot more. These machines apparently reduce the work time of parents to keep the house clean and in order. I notice they can spend the time watching or baking instead. What do you think is the importance of leisure time in life? I think it's the main element of life equilibrium. It's good to work hard, study diligently, as long as people know that having frequent leisure time can boost a healthy life. People who appreciate leisure time are more effective and efficient in what they do. Those who can't have one are usually exhausted and eventually suffer from stress related illnesses. Is leisure time important to you? Sure, it's a part of my life. I work and study hard. I do everything I have to do to the best of my ability. I rarely get lazy and idle, so I believe I deserve a time to enjoy. Besides, what makes my life go smoothly is the time I spend for fun. What I do in life is quite serious, and my leisure time reminds me to slow down and take a breather. When was the last time you went on a trip? It was last month that I went for a short trip. I went to a province near the city I live in, which was 2 hours away from my location by car. My husband and I purposely went there for an overnight swim. 2 years ago, before the outbreak of coronavirus, I went to an island where I spent a few days for vacation. It was quite farther that I needed to take an average size boat to arrive there, but it was all fun. What kind of places have you visited in your life? In my entire life, I mostly visited mountains, rivers, and seas. Since I like physical activities, I intentionally visit places I can hike, trek, swim, or cross. And since I live in the mountainous region of my country, places for adventures are accessible. When you visit new places, what do you like to do? I always make sure to walk around the town and familiarize myself with the transport system. In case I go back, I don't need to spend extra money for private services. Another one I always do in a new place is to visit a local cafe and buy some signature coffee. In which seasons do you prefer to travel? The beginning of summer. I travel during the season when my destination is within my region or nearby. It is soul satisfying because I can see the sunrise and sunset as the sky is crystal clear. Also, since my town is located in the upland, the temperature is moderate at the average of 15 degrees. It's also safe to do outdoor activities without rain. When I travel abroad, I follow the time between peak and low travel season. This is the time I can avail cheaper tickets, and the prices of foods and souvenirs are also lower than peak seasons. Do you like to travel? Why or why not? Yes, I'm absolutely into traveling. I work diligently most times, so reaching stunning places can make me relax and energized to get back to working. Yes, this time. It's now free to travel and there are no hassles anymore. I can reach different places without queuing for residence and health documents. It's really exciting to revisit those places I saw 2 years ago. There has been a massive rehabilitation of many travel destinations, reopened and back to their original state. I think I should travel to the nearest white beach before people from the metropolis go. What do you need to do when preparing to travel? Why? Most travels I choose are adventures, so the first thing I have to do is to physically prepare. I need to jog and do some stretching for weeks to make sure my heart beats normally so I can do any outdoor activities available on the trip. When the travel time is near, I plan for the itinerary, not a strict one though. Then I make sure to do research about the must see, do, and eat in the destination. Well, I always try to find the cheapest and the most efficient way to travel around the place. Lastly, I prepare a sufficient budget to get the most out of the time. Is it a good idea to plan the details of your trip before departure? Why or why not? Yes, but I think I should always be flexible to changes. It's nice to have a definite plan when I travel, not to waste time and effort, especially when it's my first time to see the place. However, it's also amazing to experience surprising events. I'm always happy to visit a famous local cafe, even if it's not included in my schedule. How popular is international travel in your country? I think it's so famous that everyone travels. This is apparently because of convenience and awareness. Sufficient information and bookings are available online, and social media creates interest through posting of their rankings of favorite destinations, reviews, and pictures of beautiful experiences. What do you do when you have a holiday? During international holidays, when my students and I celebrate the same holidays, I go home to my hometown. I visit my parents there and at the same time relax and enjoy local foods and fruits. For a day holiday, my husband and I just visit my favorite cafe and go on walking. Where do you like to spend your holidays? Why? If not in my hometown, I like spending my vacation on a beach or on a mountaintop. Between March and May, it's perfect to stay on the seaside, breathe the salty wind, and have a sundown walk. During December and January, I like climbing an average high mountain, pitching a tent in a campsite, and having a bonfire. Can you describe a typical day in your holidays? When I go mountain climbing, it's quite physically tiring and hectic. I wake up early in the morning and proceed to the jump off site. I usually walk for a day, going up and down. I spend a night at the mountain top for camping, cooking, stargazing, and talking with my hiking buddies. Then, when the sun rises the next day, we started to descend. When I arrive home, I have a warm bath and relax. Why are holidays important to you? To take a break. I need an opportunity to rest and evaluate my life. When I have holidays, I make sure to physically and mentally reinvigorate myself. Then I assess my efficiency in what I do. Most importantly, I can spend time with my parents and other family members who live in the countryside. If you could take a holiday anywhere in the world, where would you go? Why? I would like to visit Nepal. It's quite far from my country, but I really want to experience firsthand at least some of its culture. I know some of the famous highest mountains, like the Mount Everest, are situated there. It must be the best setting for hiking and mountaineering. What do people usually do during holidays in your town? Most families can't afford to miss holidays without family outings. Parks and camping sites are crowded because families, especially with little children, pitch their tents and have bonding. They eat together and do some outdoor activities. Some people visit their families in their hometown and they go swimming in oceans or rivers.